started doing online Bible studies, and everybody's story is different, but this was my journey. And I really like doing these vlogs because it's like I get to have a conversation with you, my very close friend, and I know that we have like this connection that we're able to be excited about similar things and sharing God's work and moving it forward in evangelism. And it's really awesome, an opportunity to be able to share these stories and testimonies and encourage one another. You really encourage me when you leave comments, when you subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really makes a big difference. So giving online Bible studies, as I've said before, is the most fruitful activity that I have ever engaged in. It has been such a joy and a blessing, but I didn't always start doing that. It did have a beginning. And how it started was right here. This is me when I was 16 years old. I had just given my heart to Christ. I was trying to figure out what I should do with my life. I started reading the Bible. I was so eager, and I just wanted to share with the world. I wanted everybody to know what I've been learning. So I immediately called up my best friend, Josh, and my face is covering him right now. And this is my friend Josh, and he said, he's in the blue, in the bottom left corner. I was like, Josh, you got to get over here. You got to check this out. I didn't know how to give a Bible study. I just read this amazing Bible study book, and I invited him over, and I just reread the book. And before this, I only read 7 books in my entire life. So I was a new person when it came to reading books. But I could read what I just read, and he learned that. That was amazing. And then he went home. Then I called up my other close friend, Danielle. Here she is in the yellow, and my mom's in the green. And I called up Danielle, and I told her this great experience that I just had with the Lord. I just gave my heart to Christ. And she's like, whoa, like, you are a different person. You've got a joy. You've got a peace. You're not the same sad, depressed, and apathetic Enoch that I know. It's like, I want what you have. I want that. And so I told her, yeah, have you ever given your heart to Christ? She's like, no, I've never done that. Meet me tomorrow in the library. We're going to be able to, we're going to pray, and you're going to give your heart to Christ. And so she did that. We started going to church. Here we are. We showed up at this, we showed up at a cooking class. This was the meal that changed my life. I learned about healthy food. It was great. I started going over to high school. This is the cafeteria. And my friends and I, we put together this book club. I only had 1 copy of this book, and I was using it for Bible studies. And we just did a book club with anyone who would come over. I'd go to all my different groups, the hacky sacks, the stoners, the skaters, the preps, the jocks, the nerds. I just go to all sorts of different groups that I could and be like, hey, do you like to read? You should come read this with me. Hey, do you love Jesus? Oh, yeah? Oh, you should read this for me. And so we just gathered together and we read this book that we were studying. And so that's what it started. Pretty soon, we started to have these book clubs. This is, there's my friend Josh again over on the right, Zach, and these are some for Alex. There's some friends from high school. Then I got a bigger book. Turn that off. I got over 1,000 of these work to do. So we started hitting the streets. We went door to door. And this is the high school that I went to. This is the house that I grew up with. And that house wasn't always there, but they built it the last 2 years I was there. As you can see, I was 2 blocks away from school. So I started to mobilize a group of teenagers from high school to go out after school or during lunch break and pass out Bible study books throughout the neighborhood. Probably everybody within a mile radius got books. And here this was an entire trailer court. I remember we just blanketed that with Bible study books in, that was probably just a few hours or minutes. It was pretty fast. And so we had a work to do. We got out the 1,000 books. Those things are long gone. But after knocking on several doors, I began to realize that this was not, it wasn't yielding as much fruit. People were learning, people were growing. It's just we were spending a lot of time with doors getting shut, and then I what I ended up doing was the out of those Bible studies, those interests from the community, I invited them over to my house. And here you can see a photo of me. This is actually my living room. We turned the living room into a Bible study class. Here I was probably 17 at the time, having graduated high school, just friends, neighbors, family, coworkers, just whoever could come and learn about the truth. I just wanted to share with anyone and everyone. And behind the couch, I put a little tripod and Samsung Galaxy S3, this little rink-a-dink. I didn't know about cell phone adapters, and I didn't have a budget to buy a $6 cell phone adapter. So what I ended up doing instead was getting my mom's old tripod that she had from college. And a little rink-a-dink thing. Then I bought a wing nut from the hardware store, and I super glued 2 popsicle sticks to the wing nut, put my phone up against it, and I used a rubber band to wrap my phone to hold it in place. I had no idea what a cell phone adapter was, but I was bound and determined. I was not waiting till I had a DSLR as I do now. I wasn't waiting till I had the equipment or microphones or things like that. I just started with what I had and trusted God with the rest, and I did my best. And I know that God was able to bless that. Some of the videos that were recorded there in this studio had over 1,000 views and has brought several Bible study contacts through it. And it really has been a great blessing, blowing up on Facebook and YouTube. So just remember that you don't have to have fancy equipment. That's not what it's about. It's about starting with what you have. If the content is good, then people will share it. If it's simple, if it's understandable, that's the way to go. So I started recording some videos in my mom's living room, and in that living room, people started to comment. And from the comments, I would ask people, hey, would you like to do some Bible studies? And most people said yes. But as I was searching the internet, one of the guys that I saw, his name was Robert. He was obviously not from around here, but he was over in Europe. He was the UK in London, and he was doing a Bible study on 2300 days. And I'm like, I know that prophecy. He must be one of us. And so I was just like, I reached out to him. I'm like, young man on YouTube, he's making videos too. It's like, hey, we should talk. It's like, what are you doing? This is encouraging. It's nice to see you. And so we got to know each other, and we hit it off really quick. He was a few years older than me. I was 17. He was probably 21 at the time. He was pumping out these videos. He was going to university. And one of the videos he did went viral. It now has 1.3 million views. And it's how the mark of the beast is not a microchip. If you YouTube that right now, you'll see it. It's got over 1 million views. And that was the same book that I was actually doing Bible studies with, the same subject with all those people, and passing out over 1,000. And that was the video that went viral for him. So you see, here I am over here trying to teach the same message, door to door, house to house, one-on-one, and it is taking. I paid over $500 on 1,000 books, and I sold every video game that I had to try to buy those. That was a lot of money. Here he is recording a video with his webcam and a microphone and doing some free Windows Movie Maker video editing. He publishes his video online and he reaches 1 million people. Can you imagine sending out this book to 1.3 million people? That's bigger than many countries in the world. So he's clearly doing a different method, and he's winning souls to Christ. A lot of people are learning about the truth, and they're interested. But here's the catch. He had to go to university classes. He was failing his classes because he was spending time making these YouTube videos. And he realized that this is kind of challenging. In order for him to get better grades, he needs to focus less on the YouTube videos. He didn't have the time, quite frankly, to be able to follow up with each of these contacts. Here I am, 17 years old, and I'm like, oh, I've got time. I could follow up with the Bible study contacts. I'd like to study. And it didn't start off that way, but I'm just eager and I'm thirsty and I'm learning new things. And I'm like, who can I share? Like, who's the next person I can listen to? Will you listen? Do you love Jesus? Do you want to come? I just want to tell the world. So he tells me to get on Skype. And I'm like, I don't want to get on Skype. I use that for video games. My friends on Skype, they're scammers. They're bad. They're not good people. And that's the only people I know on Skype. I don't have any reason to get on Skype. He's like, get on Skype, get on Skype. And I'm all texting him. I'm emailing him. I'm talking to him through the YouTube Messenger. And he's like, get on Skype. And I say, nope. And he's like, why? Because I don't have any friends on there. He's like, get on Skype. I'll get you some friends. And I'm like, okay. I really wanted to talk to Robert because we're about the same age. And like someone young that has something in common with me, that's awesome. I love seeing spiritual people, spiritual young people. You don't really see those these days. So that was attractive. I was willing to get on Skype just for Robert. And as I get on Skype, I send him a friend request, and then next thing I know, there's like 24 contact requests. And I'm like, who are these people? He's like, they're Christians. They're believers, some new, some old, and on various walks with the Lord, but they all love Jesus. And I was like, okay. So what I did is I went down the list and I sent them the same message. Hey, my name is Enoch. I'm 17 years old. I'm on fire for Christ. I love Jesus. If you love Jesus too, I think we'll make good friends. Friend request. And then just copy, paste, friend request. Copy, paste, friend request. And I did that for a few of them. One of the people who I met was a young man whose name was Michael. He was a Messianic Jew when I met him, and he was searching the truth. He was trying to understand what is God's truth, and he had so many questions. We started studying. We studied for like 5 hours a day. That's after school, and we just really hit it off. It was a great experience. He became one of the closest friends that I have, and we were finally able to meet over at a camp meeting up north where he was baptized. Praise the Lord. There's Michael over here, you see? And that was a blessed experience. But this was all on Skype. He watched my video, Who is Michael the Archangel? And his name being Michael, I thought it was kind of interesting studying with Michael about Michael the Archangel. That was our first Bible study. But hey, that's what he was interested in. And as I continue to study, I'm following up with these people. We start doing studies. Robert was like, hey, I'm getting overwhelmed with class. There's so many people that need studies, and I'm not able to study with them. And I'm saying, well, I could help you out if you're interested. He's like, really? You could do some Bible studies? And I was saying, sure. Yeah, no problem. So what he ended up doing is he took the emails that he was receiving. He put my email on his YouTube channel, and then when people when they sent him emails asking Bible questions, he would send me an email. He would tag me in like this three-way, this carbon copy, responding back to the person saying, "Hey, this is my friend Enoch, and him and we agree together, and I believe everything that he shares, and he's able to do Bible studies with you. I would highly recommend that you study with him. He can answer your questions while I'm in school." And I was like, hey, it's a pleasure to meet you. Like Robert says, him and I are close friends. We do Bible studies together, and I am available to do Bible studies with you while he's in school. So the people would be like, great, let's do it. And then we get on Skype, and then I'd start doing Bible studies. And using these video to video, people would ask all sorts of questions. And what I find is you're not knocking on hundreds of doors of people saying, oh, I already believe. Oh, I'm saved. Oh, no, thank you. No soliciting, sticking dogs at you, or all sorts of different things that they're doing at the doors. But you're just getting the people that are thirsty, earnest, interested, and willing. There is an abundance of Bible study contacts. There is no limit. And I am serious. just between recording the first video and the second video. This second video, I had been contacted by a lady that I was doing Bible studies with over in Alaska, who I haven't talked to in years. And she just reached out to me on Messenger in between these videos. And she said, hey, I haven't talked to you in a long time. I was having a question on 1 Timothy 4, 1-5, and I'm wondering what this is talking about. And I was hoping you'd be able to help me. That's how effective these Bible studies are. I'm serious. That was right now taking place. And so I was able to give her a Bible study, and now I'm hitting record again, telling you why I love doing online Bible studies. Because still, after that's got to have been like 2013. That was like 5 years ago I was doing studies with her, and she's still asking me questions. And people know when they want to know the truth, they know where to go to, and they know how to reach out to you. And the fact of the matter is, there are so many people to study with. There's just not enough people to study with them. I don't know about you, but if you're one of those people who feels like nobody wants to study the Bible, Bible studies are hard to find, how do you get contacts? How do you find people to study with? Well, you're obviously not going where the people are. The people are on social media. The people are on YouTube. The people are on Facebook. People are online. This is where the people live in the 21st century. If we need to take the gospel to them, this is where their attention is. Their attention is not like in these other, they're not on billboards. They're not on newspaper ads. They're not on these traditional methods of advertising. There's so much noise going on, and people's attention is on social. So using these social media contents and turning them into Bible study leads, this has been a tremendous help for me. But I'll tell you, here's the trick. You want to know the secret how I got started doing online Bible studies? It was using someone who already had an established online presence, an online audience, and through the contacts that was generated through their ministry, sending them over to me and then being able to follow up consistently with them, laboring with this brother who was older than me, who had more experience than I did in online Bible studies, and learning from him how to use these methods to challenge my mentality and see the field that is ready and ripe to harvest. As Jesus said in John chapter 4, say not there is still 4 months until harvest. Look upon the fields. They are white and they are ready to harvest. The harvest truly is plenteous and the laborers are few, my friends. And if you are interested in doing online Bible studies, I encourage you to find someone who already has a online presence and has Bible studies that are coming in, but they're not able to follow up with all of these Bible study contexts that are taking place, and say, hey, I'm interested in being a part of the Bible work team and following up with some of these contacts, and let's take these interests and convert them into Bible reading contacts, and then being able to develop these relationships, see how they go. And I can tell you, this work will not be without fruit. This is one of the ways that I first started doing ministry, and it was one of the best training, and it was the most encouraging and fruitful thing that I have ever done in my life. And after every single event that I do, from guest speaking at camp meetings or doing health events, health fairs, even visiting the 256 congressional offices in Washington, D.C., or helping with church plants, it's always online Bible studies. What I have found has been some of the most fruitful. And even from those online Bible studies, it has benefited local community works. Many of the schools that I have been participated in being the main Bible instructor, or the missionary training schools that I have taught in, many of those students came directly from online media ministry or online Bible studies in one way or another. It is a really effective way to win souls for Christ in these last days. And the experience that you gain in sharing with others what God has shared with you is amazing. You don't have to travel all across the world or the continent or out of state in order to give Bible studies. You're able to give Bible studies from your home, and you're able to share with people. You get to go to where people are on their phones and you're able to reach out to them. It's an incredible days that we're living in. And so I just want to share with my testimony. That's how I started giving online Bible studies. And that might give you some insight on some possibilities for something that you could do as well. Thank you for watching. Hit subscribe if that was helpful to you. And let me know in the comments section if there are any questions that you have. And keep this in prayer, because truly the harvest is plenteous, the labors are few. Pray ye therefore to the Lord of the harvest that he may send forth laborers to enter into the harvest. This is what we need to do. Pray for laborers.